Mike Tyson earned hundreds of millions of dollars during his boxing career. Then, in 2003, he filed for bankruptcy with tens of millions of dollars in debt. Think about that for a second. Someone can make more money than most of us could spend in 10 lifetimes and still end up broke. Meanwhile, regular people are told that all of their problems would disappear if they could just earn more. Get a better job, work more hours, start a side hustle, sell your old clothes, rent out your dog. But what happens when your income increases and your spending immediately develops expensive new hobbies? Today, we are breaking down the real rat race, why people making great money still feel broke, and the two money skills school somehow forgot to teach us. Let me ask you a question. What is money? Most people would say it is something we use to buy things. Technically correct, also incredibly boring. A better way to understand money is a stored value. You do something valuable for another person, and money becomes the receipt proving that value was exchanged. You work 8 hours, solve a problem, sell a product, entertain an audience, or convince someone to buy a suspiciously expensive course filmed inside a rented Lamborghini. In every case, money enters because someone believes value was produced. That means money itself is not automatically good, evil, intelligent, greedy, or personally responsible for your cousin joining another crypto group chat. Money simply gives you options. The problem begins with what we do after those options appear. Every financial life has two basic sides: production and consumption. Production is how money enters your life. Consumption is how money leaves. Your financial position is basically the ongoing argument between these two sides. If you produce $10 and consume 9, you keep 1. If you produce $10 and consume 12, congratulations, your credit card has joined the conversation. And if you produce $100,000 but consume $105,000, you are still going backward. Question: who is doing better financially? The person earning $100,000 and saving nothing, or the person earning $60,000 and consistently saving $10,000? The second person may have less income, but they are actually building something. This is why income alone tells you almost nothing about financial health. People love describing a 9-to-5 job as the rat race. Usually, right before trying to sell you a course about making passive income through an online business they started 3 weeks ago. But having a normal job is not automatically a trap. Some people like their jobs. Some people tolerate their jobs because the income supports the life they actually care about. The real rat race is living so close to the financial edge that your next paycheck becomes an emergency rescue helicopter. Money enters on Friday. By Monday, it has changed its name, blocked your number, and moved to another country. Rent took some. Groceries took some. Your car heard money entered the account and suddenly developed a mysterious new sound. And the 7 subscriptions you forgot about held a private meeting. Living like this turns work from a choice into a requirement. You cannot leave a toxic job. You cannot take a month to recover. You cannot survive a major emergency without turning it into a long-term financial subscription. That is the real rat race. At this point, the solution sounds obvious. Just stop spending money. There, personal finance completed. Except human beings are not calculators. We have emotions, habits, insecurities, social pressure, and late-night access to one-click purchasing. One common behavior is called the ostrich effect. It means avoiding financial information because you are afraid of what it might say. Have you ever refused to check your bank account after a night out? You already know the balance is bad. You are simply allowing it time to become emotionally ready to meet you. Another trap is choosing a smaller reward today over a much larger reward later. A new phone today feels real. Financial security 10 years from now feels like a fictional character your parents keep mentioning. Then there is social proof. Your friend buys a new car. You begin looking at your perfectly functional car like it personally embarrassed the family. Someone on Instagram takes a vacation. Suddenly, sitting safely at home feels like a personal failure. This is no longer keeping up with the neighbors. You are now trying to keep up with millions of strangers using edited highlights from their lives. Here is a question that can completely change how you spend money. Do you want to look like you have money, or do you want to actually have money? Because those two goals regularly fight each other in a grocery store parking lot. Looking wealthy is expensive. Actually becoming wealthy is often visually disappointing. There is no champagne, no rented sports car, no motivational video showing you walking in slow motion through Dubai. It is mostly automatic transfers, boring index funds, and not purchasing things you stopped caring about 12 minutes after delivery. Escaping the rat race starts with awareness. Not more income, not cryptocurrency, not manifesting harder while your credit card charges 29% interest. You need to understand where your money is actually going. For 1 month, track every expense. Yes, every expense. Even the $7 purchase you believe is too small to matter, but somehow make 4 times a week. Then divide everything into categories. Do not judge yourself yet. You are collecting evidence. Maybe you discover restaurants are the problem. Maybe it is shopping. Maybe it is the car payment you accepted because the salesperson asked what monthly payment you wanted instead of what price you could afford. Once you see the pattern, you can actually change it. A budget is not punishment. It is a plan for your money before Amazon creates one for you. You decide how much goes toward housing, how much goes toward food, how much goes toward fun, and how much goes toward rebuilding your future. A good budget does not remove everything enjoyable from your life. It removes the spending you do not even remember enjoying. There is a difference between buying something you genuinely value and buying something because your phone placed it 12 inches from your face at 1:14 in the morning. Before chasing huge investment returns, build an emergency fund. This is money you keep available for unexpected expenses. Because unexpected expenses are only unexpected in timing. Your car will need repairs. Something inside your home will eventually begin leaking. And your body may randomly decide that one tiny organ now deserves several $1,000s. Without savings, every emergency becomes debt. With savings, the same emergency becomes annoying instead of life-changing. Now we need to talk about the other side of the equation. Because reducing expenses has a limit. You can cancel Netflix. You can cook more meals at home. You can stop buying decorative pillows that somehow require their own apartment. But eventually, there is nothing meaningful left to cut. At that point, increasing production matters. Question: how do you earn more? The internet usually answers with something helpful like, just start a business. Thank you, mysterious man standing beside a rented Lamborghini. A better answer is to increase the value you can provide. Learn a skill that solves a valuable problem. Become better at sales, accounting, coding, video editing, healthcare, management, design, or another skill people actually need. Then find a way to provide that value to more people. A job allows you to produce value for one organization. A promotion allows you to produce more valuable work for that organization. A business product or online platform may allow you to provide value at scale. That is why someone can earn more from one video than another person earns from weeks of labor. It is not always fair, but it is how scale works. The real escape plan requires both sides. Control what leaves, increase what enters. If you only focus on earning more, lifestyle inflation may eat every raise. If you only focus on spending less, your life can become one endless argument over coffee. You need enough control to keep money and enough production to create more of it. Here's the full plan without the motivational Lamborghini. First, track every expense for 30 days. Second, identify the 3 categories consuming the most money. Third, cut the spending you value least. Fourth, automate savings before money reaches your spending account. Fifth, build an emergency fund. Sixth, choose one valuable skill and improve it consistently. Seventh, use that skill to negotiate, switch roles, freelance, create, or build something useful. And finally, do not increase your lifestyle every time your income rises. School teaches us how to solve for X. It teaches us the parts of a cell. It may even teach us that mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell, which has personally saved me at least 0 times while paying rent. But most people leave school without learning how lifestyle inflation works, why debt feels normal, how to build an emergency fund, or how to turn skills into more income. That does not mean you are doomed. It means your financial education starts now. And remember, the goal is not to never spend money. The goal is to stop spending your future on things your present self barely remembers buying. So let me ask you one final question. If your income doubled tomorrow, would your freedom double too? Or would your expenses simply arrive wearing more expensive clothes? Comment your honest answer below. Subscribe to Wealth Files and start building a life where money gives you choices instead of taking them away.